Oi oi. Yes, it's the triumphant return of the Edinburgh Fringe Diaries. Yay! Back for 2024. Back by, let's say, popular demand once again. The same people that asked for it to come back last time have asked again, all three of them. So let's call that popular. What is the difference this year? Well, for those of you that don't remember or didn't bother watching, last year was a full run of a split bill with my comedy pal Leslie Gold, a show called So Funny, So Fringe. This year, we're each going it alone and doing our own solo shows for the first time. So I'm doing a full run of my solo show, Absolute Nickhead, Kirk in Progress. Yes, I did feel a little bit smug when I came up with that name, but people seem to like it, so I'm sticking with it. It is going to be every day except Wednesdays. That's the other difference from last year. Last year I had one day off in the middle, I got ill. This year I've got every Wednesday off, so I've got a day off every week. Will I actually rest and not go and see a load of shows? Well, let's see, time will tell on that one. But I think we all probably have a sneaking suspicion what's going to happen. Yes, so solo show. Am I slightly terrified about doing it? Yes, yes, absolutely. Have I done the show before? Yes, I have done it 4 times. So I did 2 previews at Brighton Fringe in May, which went really well. It was a small room and it was pretty much packed out both days, which was lovely, and mostly packed out with people I didn't know who laughed. So even more encouraging, strangers found it funny. That's a good sign. I then did a preview in June as part of Leslie's regular show, So Funny, as part of a Fringe season she was putting on. Again, there were a good number of people in the room, more people I knew at that one to be fair, but still the people I didn't know also laughed, another good sign. And then I did one final one on the 14th of July at Tunbridge Wells Fringe, which in terms of attendance, let's say, was compact and bijou. And the show itself was unfortunately interrupted by a lot of traffic from staff from the venue upstairs just deciding to walk through in front of me during the concluding 10 minutes of the show, which ties it all together. So that really did help the flow. But I'm seeing that as good practice for any potential disruptions that I might have while I'm up here in Edinburgh. So yes, the show is there. I think it works as a show. It's a full character-based show. I was originally going to do a mixture of character and stand-up, but when I thought about it, that's what I started doing last year in the So Funny, So Fringe show, and people didn't really go for the mix of the two, and I ended up just doing straight stand-up for the second half of the run. So I decided early on this year actually that I would just do a character piece, which meant writing more character material. And the show has a linking device of audio clips of my inner monologue, which interrupt the show, which culminates in me having an argument with it as represented by a puppet. It's all perfectly standard stuff. Have I chosen for my first show to make something that is also slightly technically difficult in that it involves audio that I have to interact with whilst getting changed for the next character? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. arrived yesterday. It was a busy day spent going around putting up a load of posters in venues and doing a bit of a sound check at my venue. I did go and watch a show. I went to go and see the lovely Luke Rollison in his new show, Luke Rollison, Let Down Your Hair, which is a very fun, silly mix of physical, slapstick, clowny stuff with a very loose sort of fable, fairy tale-y theme running throughout. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. So it's always good to get the festival off to start with a show that you enjoy. But then after that, after a quick stop off at the sort of Laughing Horse opening party, Laughing Horse being the company that I'm doing the show with this year, the promotions company, I came home because I'd been up to fly up since ridiculous early in the morning, and I walked 10 miles yesterday. And oh yes, in the 2-week run up to the Fringe, I had a bout of COVID, so my energy level has been absolutely through the floor, which is exactly the perfect level of energy you want to bring you into doing a full month of shows. So yeah. So day 1 yesterday was a non-show day. It was just arrival and get set up. Day 2 today is the first show day. And I think I will leave you for the last word on how I'm feeling in being ready for that to the physical representation of my inner monologue, Inner Nick. There he is. So do you want to tell everyone how I'm feeling about it at the moment? Yeah, I am currently existing in a state of mild panic. Yay! Thank you very much. Have I been sat here the entire time with the puppet on my hand, ready to do that at the end? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. There you go. Peek behind the curtain. Well, there you go. Video diary 1. Will there be a video diary every day? Probably not. But I'll try and do more throughout. Let's not make any promises right now. Let's see how we go. Anyway, onwards to the first show day today.